Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a fascinating breakdown of what truly makes a great leader, drawn directly from our source material. Look, if you manage people, you already know that leadership is, well, it's rarely a perfect science. But today, we're going to explore what you might call the core code of human nature. And we'll see how understanding this code completely, radically shifts how we approach our teams. It is a massive paradigm shift, for sure. Okay, let's dive into this. If you manage humans, you have likely struggled with team drama. You know what I mean, those exhausting, petty, daily frictions that just drain your energy before it's even lunchtime. Take a second and think about those really tough conversations. We have all been there, right? Caught right in the middle of a messy conflict, just wondering why in the world simple collaboration feels so impossibly hard. Or maybe you struggle with just getting people to actually listen to you. Have you ever felt totally unheard by your own team? You lay out this crystal clear plan only to be met with blank stares. Or worse, immediate resistance. It's a huge theme in the text. This lack of alignment is the central problem so many leaders just bang their heads against. You know exactly what needs to be done, but the message, it's just not landing. Which brings us to Section 1, Beyond Managing Tasks, the true role of a leader. Let's flip the script on what great leaders actually do. And this brilliantly illustrates the real difference here. Managing tasks? That's mechanical. It's just checking off a to-do list on a boring spreadsheet. But understanding what makes people tick, that is an entirely different, dynamic, biological reality. Great leaders don't just robotically monitor deadlines, they dive deep into the human element. The text points out that while a typical manager just asks, "Hey, when is the report due?" a true leader actually notices why a normally punctual employee is suddenly missing deadlines. They address the underlying stress or the roadblock. They figure out the why behind the what. Moving right along to Section 2, Decoding Human Nature, Practical Know-How for Leaders. Because this isn't just theory, it's a very practical toolkit for your daily success. Mastering human nature directly impacts three critical areas. First up, motivation. Think about how much easier your job becomes when you don't just use generic praise, but actually identify if an employee values public recognition or private autonomy and you tailor your approach. Second, handling conflict. Imagine navigating their specific values rather than just constantly refereeing arguments like a babysitter. And third, building trust fast. Trust happens exponentially faster when your team realizes you actually get how they operate. Honestly, wouldn't mastering these three things make your daily life a breeze? Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the idea of reading the room like a pro. Picture this. You walk into a high-stakes meeting, and before anyone even opens their mouth, you effortlessly assess the energy. You instantly sense the hidden tension, or maybe that quiet hesitation, and you seamlessly adapt your approach on the fly. It's like a highly actionable superpower discovered in the text. It fundamentally shifts the dynamic in literally any room you walk into. But, and this is absolutely crucial, the source text offers a massive sigh of relief here. You don't need a psychology degree. Seriously, let's take the pressure off. You do not need a PhD or years of clinical training to apply these concepts. We are not talking about diagnosing the people you work with. It's really just about genuinely connecting with them on a basic human level. What you actually need is just a little know-how. By simply paying closer attention to human nature, what motivates us, what scares us, you can fundamentally transform your leadership style. For example, the text highlights this incredibly simple technique, pausing for just 3 seconds before responding to a frustrated employee. That's it, 3 seconds. But that tiny window of practical empathy allows you to process their underlying emotion, rather than just instinctively reacting to their words. Okay, let's get into the concrete outcomes in Section 3, Turning Problems into Progress, the Ultimate Transformation. So, the crucial point is how this works in practice. Let's say step 1, you encounter team drama. Two departments are suddenly stonewalling each other over a shared project. Now, instead of stepping in and just mandating cooperation, step 2 is you apply that human nature know-how. You recognize that, hey, one team feels their expertise is being ignored, while the other team just feels totally rushed. So for step 3, by acknowledging those core human insecurities first, you instantly turn that exact problem into actual progress. You literally flip a bitter standoff right into a collaborative compromise. That brings us to Section 4, the ultimate game changer, your new leadership mindset. Because going from managing tasks to leading humans really changes everything. Let's move to and see how this builds up to the final, ultimate promise from our source material today. It's simple. Your team will thank you. The real reward for making this shift isn't just hitting better metrics or dealing with fewer headaches, though, hey, you will absolutely get those. But the true payoff? It's a genuinely grateful, cohesive team that feels deeply understood and totally valued. So are you ready to adopt this mindset immediately? Because instead of asking, how do I manage this task, the real question you should be leaving with today is, how well do I really know the humans executing it? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Start applying this code today and watch it completely change how you look at the people you lead.